I'm Gary Hess, News Radio WRVA, the voice of Virginia.
James River, sunrise in the city glowing. RVA waking and the day starts rolling. Brush your teeth, lace your boots, let's move. WRVA's got your morning groove. Wake up rich and win the day. Don't spend your morning playing catch up. Richmond's morning news, we're here with you. 6 a.m., let's start it up.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It's 6:03 on the 1st of July. The year of our Lord 2026. Thank you for being a part of our radio show. Today is a different day. There's a bunch of laws that will go into effect today and a lot of confusion when it comes to firearms in the Commonwealth of Virginia. I will tell you this right now. I will look you straight in the eye on our stream. I'll look Dave straight in the eye, Gary straight in the eye. I have no idea what any of these gun laws mean. And whatever I say today will probably be inconsequential by this afternoon because these are moving laws. They're changing laws. There's interpretation. There will be lawsuits that will be filed. Today, there'll be lawsuits that will be filed tomorrow. This will be adjudicated. It's going to make its way through the courts. So we'll try to make heads or tails of that for you this morning here on Richmond's Morning News. But welcome to the program, July 1st, 2026. I thank you for being with us today as we get ready to count down to our nation's 250th birthday. Now, a reminder, I'll remind you all morning, we have one more day of the show. Friday, we're taking the day off. Company holiday, I'm going to be heading to Washington, D.C. Actually, I was planning on going to Washington, D.C. to the Great American State Fair today, but I'm going to push that off till tomorrow. So my son and I are going to go up to the State Fair tomorrow. He wanted to see the rodeo. I want to see the rodeo, or in my case, I call it a rodeo. I wanted to see the rodeo, and it doesn't start till 8 o'clock, which means we wouldn't get home until 1 and then turn around and get back up at 3 to get to do the show. I just don't know if I can pull that off. So we're going to push back till tomorrow. The rodeo starts at 5 o'clock, so we can see that. Then we'll come back, and then we're going back on Friday because we've been invited by the White House to attend the viewing party for the fireworks and the whole festivities at the Washington Monument. So I've got big plans for the 4th of July. I hope you do as well. So just a quick reminder, we will be broadcasting tomorrow, and then Friday we'll start our long Independence Day weekend. So Dave, how are you this morning?
I'm doing well.
Good. Are you ready to go?
For the show or just the vacation?
Life.
For life?
For life today.
Life just goes on.
No,
I'm ready for the long weekend.
Seize the day. Carpe diem. Come on.
Yeah.
Think about this.
If I don't seize today, there's another one tomorrow.
No, seize today. Today's the day. We're going to make it a great day. We're going to do something good. You know what? How about this? Can you do this for me? Do something nice for a random
Depends what
stranger.
it is.
Just do something, one nice thing for some random person.
I do that every day because that's the kind of person I am.
I
hold doors open for people.
Okay, good. That's what I'm talking
I let
about.
people pull out in front of me on the street.
Okay, good. Let's all try to do one nice thing today. Make the world just a little bit better of a place. All right, we'll start this morning with Richmond's Morning News Brief. Here's everything you need to know. If you don't start with us first thing in the morning, I'm telling you, you're going to be playing catch up the rest of the day. So we will start with number one, the Supreme Court of the United States. Some landmark decisions yesterday, one involving birthright citizenship, another with trans athletes, and then one with campaign finance. Here's the latest from Fox News.
Number one.
The U.S. Supreme Court struck down President Trump's executive order finding the 14th Amendment confers citizenship upon most people born here. President Trump said then Congress should work to end birthright citizenship now, and House Speaker Mike Johnson reacted.
I think it's clearly an issue that merits the attention of Congress. I don't know what the remedy is, how to define it, or the timeline. It would be premature for me to project that, but I will tell you that it's a big concern with the American people because it's been abused.
The justices also ruled states can block transgender athletes from competing in girls' and women's sports. They also ended caps on political party expenditures when coordinating with individual candidates, finding the limits violated the First Amendment. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
All right, so couple things. I think it's kind of amazing. So I think we've talked about this in the program before, folks, that I've negotiated big deals. And one of the first times I got in a negotiation, and I'm looking across from the gentleman that I'm negotiating with, and we call time, and he goes, let's go for a little walk. He goes, Rich, here's what I've always learned about negotiations. If I walk away unhappy, you walk away unhappy, that means it was a fair deal. That means you didn't get everything you wanted, and it's one-sided. I didn't get everything I wanted. It's one-sided. That means we both got a little, we gave a little. That's called a deal. It's called a compromise. I look at the Supreme Court of the United States, and I find it interesting. You have both parties mad, furious. Oh, they're so upset at the Supreme Court justices. Then those same 9 justices, you have the same parties celebrating, being excited about what they did. So isn't that what this is? We both got a little, we both gave a little, we both walked away with a fair deal. Those that say the Supreme Court needs to be packed because it's too partisan, it's a rubber stamp for Donald Trump and the MAGA agenda. Hi, it's not. Those of you that were upset about the Supreme Court, well, it's the ultimate law of the land. We all don't get our way 100%. You don't get it in your marriage, your relationships, and anything else. Why would you expect to get it at the Supreme Court? So here's what I'll tell you. The president is 100% correct. Mike Johnson's 100% correct. Birthright citizenship needs to be taken up by Congress. It's being abused right now. Number 2, the trans athletes in what happened yesterday in that ruling, I say hats off to Riley Gaines, the bravest person in America today, stood up, spoke up, stood her ground. Folks, that's why I tell you every day on this program, you need to speak up. Your voice is more powerful than you ever would have thought. Riley Gaines went from relatively obscure. No one knew her name until she stood up after the NCAA championships. And then she stood up and she stood her ground. And while people were beating her up, while they were vilifying her, they were running her name through the mud, she stood there, took all the slings and arrows single-handedly, pushing this to the forefront. She was chased into a classroom and had to barricade herself from an angry mob that would have torn her limb from limb. But she stood there and she faced the breach and she stood for her principles, and now she gets a victory at the United States Supreme Court. I say hats off to her. Now, the one interesting thing is campaign financing. That's the one that's going to affect you on a daily basis because now we've unlocked the dam, and you will see the flow of money going in. You thought that the Democrats spending $1.5 billion last year? That's chump change to what we're going to see in the next election cycle. That was yesterday at the Supreme Court. Story number 2. Well, this is very confusing, but it's the 1st of July, and you can, but you can't buy an AR-15 in the Commonwealth of Virginia.
Number 2.
All right, so the state passed all these gun laws. If you leave a gun in an unlocked car, you'll get fined. Whether you can carry or move the gun around, we don't know. Can you buy an AR-15? Law says yes. Judge says no. Law says no. Judge says yes. It's very confusing right now. But all I know is yesterday, I went out to Green Top Sporting Goods and I visited with my friends out there, and I saw people out there exercising their Second Amendment right. I have no idea what's going to go on. But here's the one thing I do know. If you're going to legislate gun control, if you're going to legislate these bans, then do a better job. Do a better job where there's no ambiguity. These laws were written so poorly. These laws were written so haphazardly, or these laws were written on purpose to be confusing. Either way, people are now afraid to purchase a firearm. People are now afraid to buy a firearm. People are afraid to own a firearm. And people aren't really sure what they're allowed to do and what they're not allowed to do. And I think that's the purpose of what the Democratic General Assembly wanted to do, was confuse us, to chip away at that Second Amendment. And they chipped away at that Second Amendment because there's so much confusion. People are like, I don't even know what to do anymore. They did it on purpose. Either that or they're completely inept. Either way, big mistake on their part. So what's going to happen? It's going to go through the courts. But the bottom line is Jay Jones and the General Assembly and everyone else, do your job better. If you want to limit our gun rights, then come out and say it. Come out and do it. But this haphazard nonsense is garbage. That's my second big story of the day. Story number 3. As you can tell, I'm fired up after being out there watching the confusion amongst my fellow Americans. Story number 3, new laws, new day, new month. Here's some of the laws we now have in Virginia.
Number 3.
All right, hundreds of new laws begin today in the Commonwealth of Virginia. Some of those, let's see, there'll be a criminal record sealing, clean slate act, Virginia begins new system for sealing certain criminal records from public view. Some eligible misdemeanors, including marijuana possession, disorderly conduct convictions, may be sealed automatically. Others may require a petition. Violent crimes, sex offenses, firearm offenses, and several other categories are not eligible for this. Job postings must include pay ranges. Virginia employers now face transparency requirements. Job posting must include a good faith wage or salary range. Renters get more protection. They can now pay their rent by check and money order. Eviction notices go from 5 days to 14 days. Non-compete agreements get new limits. There's new speed limiting devices for some reckless drivers. More automatic traffic enforcement. Styrofoam food container banned statewide. Oh, there's a whole bunch of them. Anyway, they must have been very busy in the General Assembly with all these new laws. All right, that's story number 3. Story number 4, tonight, the World Cup. USA versus Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Number 4.
The United States is set to face Bosnia and Herzegovina tonight in the round of 32 at the FIFA World Cup. Bosnia stuck into the knockout stage as the third-place team in Group B. Meanwhile, the Americans won Group D, but fell in their final group stage game to Turkey last week. But the U.S., of course, has home field advantage as this game will be played in Santa Clara. The team also expects to get back a fully healthy Christian Pulisic as he had been dealing with a calf injury. Pulisic telling Fox's Jenny Taft on Tuesday that tonight's game will be a tough matchup, but his team is ready to give it their all.
I think it's going to be a good battle. We have to put on a really good performance if we want to win.
Kickoff is scheduled for 8 p.m. Eastern on Fox. Tony Genualdo, Fox News.
All right, so that's tonight. I have one more story I can tell you about, but I'm choosing not to. I'll just tell you, I guess the plans are really getting hot and heavy for Taylor and Travis's nuptials, but I don't care. All right, that's your Richmond's morning news brief. Is that bad, Dave? I didn't get invited, so what do I care?
Yeah, if we're not going, then I don't care. This is just like anybody else's wedding.
You send a gift?
No.
You know, it's a big scam.
If I'm not invited and there's no open bar, they're not getting a gift.
How many people do you think will send her a gift just because they're Swifties?
Oh, wow.
There's going to be women
a lot
that will send a gift to them just because they're Swifties.
Yeah, it's thousands, maybe.
They're going to get
tens
so
of thousands.
Much, yeah.
Tens of thousands.
They're going to get so many Amazon gift cards from people.
A lot of toasters.
A lot of toasters.
And blenders.
And s'more makers. There'll be a lot of that going over to them because they're getting married, I guess, this weekend. But they actually have an NDA on their wedding invitations. And everyone's name is watermarked on the invitation. So if you post it, they'll know exactly who it came from. All right, let's do this. Let's tell you about men's wellness centers. There's 3 of them. There's one in Glen